All right, let's go through regions quickly and who we trust coming out of the regions and just anything else that sticks out. We'll start with the South. And I have Alabama playing Creighton in the Elite Eight. Arizona scares me. Again, defensively, Tyler, playing those two bigs, they scare me. Baylor can't really guard. I love their perimeter trio, but I like Creighton still. I like them. I haven't given up on Creighton. And again, when they've been healthy, they've been pretty good. Alabama, Virginia, if that game happens, man, like, I don't know. Alabama, if Virginia can get them at their pace, Alabama, that could be a tough game for Nate Oates and that team because they haven't seen anything. Well, they saw Houston, I guess, which is, toughness and trying to slow it down. Val, what stands out of the South?
You got Creighton and Alabama's got to deal with West Virginia or Maryland before they even get there. Getting to the
West Virginia's not good. They're not good. No,
but if you haven't seen them, Maryland's good. They're all like you said, Doug. They're up and down, but if it's something you haven't seen before, it is kind of the thing. If it's on a one-day prep.
Yes, on a one-day prep now. So that's where I think Purdue. I want to go back to Purdue for just 1 second before I get to the region. That's where I think Purdue. Look, I've seen them in person the last couple of days here, and saw them call a couple of their games during the season. And I agree with you that it's the guys around them. And Tyler nailed it with their guard play. We've talked Braden Smith. There are times in which athletically he gets overwhelmed. But I also think that what's working in Purdue's fashion this year is that second game, 1 day prep for a guy who no one has a 7'3" guy that can play, that they throw the ball to, and he makes it. I mean, and they play such a kind of unique style, and they downshift to playing small ball with their bench lineup. I think Purdue, the hard game for them is going to be Sweet 16. That's a really hard game because you get a whole week to prepare, and you figure out a couple different ways to guard him and a couple different ways to attack him. Anyway, sorry, I want to talk. Yeah. I want to talk Purdue, but I'm telling you, like West Virginia, bro, they're not very good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that game is gonna. Honestly, I think Alabama is gonna run through West Virginia or Maryland. I think Virginia is the one that scares me, just because of the coach and the style and the veterans.
Have you seen Alabama in person? Is
yes
one of the most. I know you have value. You haven't.
No, not in person. Just watched. Obviously, watched them.
Talented, but also they make plenty of mental mistakes.
Oh no, they'll have a game completely won, and then they're each like, all right, hey, let's all take our guy for like 6-7 minutes, and then Nate's sitting over there like, what are you gonna do? Right. But the guards are really good. Quinterly and Sears are really, really good, and then the wings. I mean, Clowney gets overshadowed, and then Miller's, he's the best kid that are there. Their talent, and Bediako's good. Their talent is a different level because they're playing with a different salary cap. They just are. That's if they had Kentucky across their chest, they would be such a remarkable favorite to win this thing. Yeah. And they look like a Kentucky team.
Actually, that's not true. Everything that's happened to them is why they're not a favorite. All the off the
but they're also Alabama. Come on, man, they're also Alabama. Like you
if that stuff doesn't happen. If that stuff doesn't happen, they go in as the prohibitive favorite, in my opinion.
Well, they're one overall seed, so they kind of are anyway. But
they're not the prohibitive.
Right, right. I'm just saying if they were Kentucky.
Yep. Or Duke.
We look at them totally different.
All right, so
I've got Bama versus San Diego State in the Sweet 16.
Okay.
I got San Diego State getting there.
Yep.
Doug, you know those guys out west. I want to put money on Creighton. Here's the thing. They're going to play against the best guards in the country in the first 2 rounds, potentially. Yep. So if you're going to beat Creighton and your guards can make pull-up jump shots and floaters against the drop, the 2 teams that could do it is NC State and Baylor.
Yeah, you're right.
So like it's hard to say they're going to go back-to-back games and Ryan Kalkbrenner is going to sit in the drop. And neither one of these guards are going to beat them.
They'll take 30 middies. They'll take 30 middies.
They can make them, right? These are the 2 guys. These are the 2 backcourts that can make them.
They can also miss a lot of them, right? Like, man.
But you know what you're going to get if you play Creighton. It's
no, those two guys can go crazy, can win the game on their own. You know,
I'm gonna
Anybody
pull-
have anybody but Alabama going to the Final Four out of the South?
no.
No, we're all in agreement. It's Alabama. They're that talented. They've got veterans. They've got young dudes. They've got bigs. They've got athleticism. They've
Quinterly
got
playing like
everything.
he played today is like it's a game changer when he plays like that.
When who?
Quinterly,
Yes.
the way he played earlier, it was
They got
like,
him back again now.
My goodness.
I know. It's crazy that like Jaden Bradley was great for a stretch and Quinterly was on the bench. Now Quinterly's back. Like Nate can just kind of, and that's the beauty. You know this, Val, as a coach, having that many dudes, they're kind of always on edge, aren't they? Because in order to play, they gotta compete.
Exactly. And you're not relying on like one of them. I always used to always say this, somebody's going to be on tonight. I don't know. Like you got enough options, Tyler. You've been on those teams, Tyler. I haven't. But like where, hey, everybody can't have an off night when you're talking advancing in the tournament.
I'm interested in that bracket. I am interested in Baylor.
I just don't
Baylor,
trust them defensively. I don't trust them.
I agree, but so who do you trust? Who
I
do you
think
trust? I mean, huh?
I
Do
still
you trust
like
Creighton more?
Yeah, because of Kalkbrenner.
Yes, but what they weren't were they good this last week and a half?
No, they weren't great. They weren't
We
great.
both thought they were turning the corner, and then you're like, maybe they're just not that good.
And I think Baylor is just okay. Like if, like
I
you said,
understand, but Baylor's one of those teams where
they can get hot.
man, they can shoot.
Watch
Man,
out
they-
for Missouri and San Diego State. Just
I
be
kind of
careful.
like Missouri, and I didn't all
Watch
year. But
out.
that small ball, man, against Arizona, it might be tough for Zona. To be honest, that might be a tough matchup. I know, Tyler, you don't want to hear that, but I'm telling you,
Well, they
that
got to
could
get
be a
back
tough
to tough.
matchup for Zona.
I like Zona. I think Arizona's going to come out and play Bama. But for me, Bediake and how he controls the paint, I think he's going to be the biggest. I think if he plays well, I think it's Bama clearly. But Arizona, Bama, who I have in that